Do you hear that?
What, Neil?
Altcoin season is back.
This is the Analysis in Chains with Nathan Williams and Neil Kieran.
Welcome to Analysis in Chains. Hey, Neil, I heard that the altcoins are doing well.
Yeah, all right, Nathan. It's interesting times. The last few weeks have actually probably been the most exciting few weeks in crypto since, I don't know, last January. It's been fun. Have you heard all the fun news?
No. I've had my head down, Neil. I've been all over the world traveling, living the life to make you jealous.
Yeah.
It's all altruistic, Neil. I want you to be able to live this lovely, life vicariously through me of traveling around and going to conferences. Everyone loves conferences.
Yeah. Everyone loves conferences. People talking horse manure. Yeah. I don't envy you, but it's been a fun, I'd say, last few weeks. It kind of reminds me of this time last year, except maybe things were going a bit crazy in terms of prices. So first big news, and we're going to talk about this more next week, is that Bitcoin Cash actually has a fork in 4 days. And
Coin fork cash.
And the big thing about this is usually when there's a fork and if everyone's on board, it's seamless and it's no big deal. But this is a contentious fork where you're going to have a break off, similar to how Bitcoin Cash broke off from Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin Cash is now having the exact same argument it had before the Bitcoin hard fork, and looks like that's going to split off in two. So that's quite exciting. Caused Bitcoin to pump. It caused the price to go up. Everyone's like, oh, extra coins, happy days. Then people start to realize, oh, this could actually be bad. And so price took a hit. So yeah, we'll talk about that more probably on the next episode. But it's fun. It's fun, like hearing these crazy news again. And what else has been fun is that the altcoins are starting to rise. And
by altcoins, what are we talking about here, Neil? Are we talking about Analysis in Chains nutshells here? Am I able to retire now?
Yeah, good point. I would say there's like two categories of altcoins and different reasons why they've been riding. And I don't think many people have noticed this because they've been so fixed on Bitcoin. And there's this big assumption, right, that because many altcoins have been highly correlated to Bitcoin, therefore you need Bitcoin to rally before altcoins will rally. Well, actually, I believe it's the opposite. I believe that altcoins are a sign of risk, that people are happy, like their risk appetite has increased, and then they start to rise before Bitcoin starts to rise. And this is what we saw last year. If you think of the whole ICO boom, Bitcoin took a big hit during that period before it started to rally afterwards. And we're starting to see the same again. Like Bitcoin isn't going far, but you've all sorts of altcoins are rallying. Now, the reasons are different. Some are rallying because, hey, some of them are starting to fulfill some of their potential. Like if you think of this time last year, all of these amazing ideas, but no products. Well, a lot of these altcoins are now releasing apps. They're releasing mainnets, testnets, and that's helping their price rise. So it's kind of more of a sustainable rally because now you realize, okay, these guys are not full of manure. They actually are putting their money where their mouth is, which is great. But then there's other rallies that kind of can catch people off guard. For example, Coinbase, and we have often said this about exchanges, they really are the kingmakers. Coinbase have added new tokens. So you had 0x had a big rally because it was joining Coinbase. Ethereum Classic had the same, and most recently, Basic Attention Token, which is part of the Brave browser. That's had this massive rally recently because, like other ones, it was joining Coinbase, but now it's coming back. It's like buy the rumors.
Yeah, it had a bit of a pump up and then a dump off, didn't it?
Yeah. So that's what people have to be wary of. Some of these pumps are because of exchanges, which are not as sustainable. But a lot of these other altcoins, and even if you dig low into the top 300 or top 400, you start to realize there's a lot of altcoins that now are up 100% in the last 2 weeks. So, risk appetite's coming back, which is great to see.
I think one of the things we have to be careful of when we're talking about exchange listings, it does get the hype up, but people are excited because it means that the token is now more liquid. It can mean that more people want to buy, but it also means it's a lot easier to sell. And so I think that's what we saw with BAT, a basic attention token. This is the token for the Brave browser. It's definitely an interesting token. It's used to reward websites for when you visit, and so people would buy them in order to pay directly to websites, and in exchange the Brave browser filters out all their ads. But if people have been holding on to BAT for a long time and they want to cash out, then a listing on a big exchange is going to have that dual role, and that's exactly what we saw with the price spike and then the price dump.
Exactly, but I would say it's an overall net gain, because if people are on the sidelines after the big crypto crash of 2018, liquidity, or the potential for high liquidity, is a major confidence signal. It's like, we're with this token. If I buy it, selling it will be easy. So I can afford to take on this risk now. Whereas in some cases in the past, if you were to buy an illiquid token, and if you wanted to sell, just say CoinMarketCap said it's selling at 20 cents at the moment, but when you go to the exchange to sell, it's not very liquid, and therefore the options to sell maybe at 18 cents, 15 cents, down to 10 cents, because not many people are selling. So you're kind of at the mercy of these sellers, and therefore end up selling much lower than the actual market price advertised on CoinMarketCap. So if it's more liquid, you've less of those risks. If it says 20 cents on CoinMarketCap, you can sell it for 20 cents, and vice versa if you want to buy. So I would say that these, now would be the time to start looking at these coins that are joining, say, Binance and Coinbase, who really are the kingmakers, because you know what? After they join, you're going to have this pump and dump period, but because crypto in general is starting this wave up, and we see all of these signals showing confidence in the market, now is the time to buy them because they're so liquid and so cheap. And again, we're no financial experts here, but it's definitely now is definitely the time, because the flip side is that if you end up buying these crypto in, say, Coinbase when the market is super red hot, that means the chances of them dropping 50% are actually very, very high. So say now is the time.
It'd be interesting to see what this means in terms of ICOs, because a lot of ICOs have been holding off because of market conditions. No one wants to do a public sale anymore. Almost every sale I've seen has been private only, because it's a huge risk. Huge risk if you go out and say, well, we're doing a public sale, and then you don't hit your target. Then you're forever known as the ICO that didn't hit their hard cap, right? Much safer to do a private sale. But that means that getting into an ICO is going to become harder, and actually being able to acquire tokens, especially if they're meant for the public, can become harder. But I'm wondering if we're going to see a rally of the market overall, and maybe a return of the public sale. But I think that even saying it out loud, I feel like it might be a pipe dream.
I'm totally on board with you there, because one of the biggest issues, the biggest changes now we've seen, is that a lot of exchanges want to be paid to list your token. It's not just a case of exchanges saying, please, can list your token? I think your token is awesome. It's now actually, we're the kingmakers. You give us $1 million, and they're the prices we read that are quoted. Give me $1 million and I will list you. Which goes to show, if you are to be a successful ICO, you need to actually make so much money to be able to be listed, just to do that. And then you've all the marketing and hype that goes with it. So the barriers to entry have definitely risen, whereas in the past it was the opposite way. There's low barriers, that's why everyone is jumping in. Now it's like, you know what, if you're going to do an ICO, you need to raise at least, I know, $10-15 million, because a lot of your expenses are going to be just listing the token. Then with the rest, you're going to be trying to grow your business. So I think we could see a lot more ICOs with higher valuations, or selling a lot more in their hard caps. But as you said, just less. There's going to be just less ICOs. And but I think that's good, because with so many coming out every single day, it's kind of hard for people to sort of stay on top of things and really judge what project's going to be good, what's going to be bad. But I think having some stability, it kind of gives people an opportunity to sort of catch their breath and monitor progress and understand, okay, what is success in crypto land? Like, what do you need to do? And a bit like how we saw with the dot-com bubble, with so many people doing IPOs, and then you had this like calm period and, sort of a time to assess things. I think that this is good for crypto. So hopefully there's no boom
this is good
in the
for
near-term
crypto.
future.
This is good for Bitcoin. It's funny, Neil. One of the challenges I think that crypto is going to face is the fact that tokens never go away. How many crypto projects are out there that are actually dead? But the token is still there. And so in a way, it clogs up our sensory ability to understand what's going on with the market. I mean, heck, you can still buy BitConnect, right?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
If you can buy a BitConnect, it'd be fun just to buy one, just as a reminder.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, it's still going for about 63 cents, which I don't understand. Like
that's a bargain, Nathan. This
60,
is it.
No, it's 68 cents today. It's like, seriously, someone is still buying BitConnect, which was an obvious scam forever. Well, it's a bit down from the $400 that it peaked at, but still.
Yeah, well, I think, we're going to see a big clear out over time. But it's like penny stocks in the stock market. You've all of these cheap companies, and they're just there, and people speculate.
But that's just it, Neil, is that you can't clear it out. If it's on the blockchain, it's there for eternity, right? Like,
well, I guess so be it. There's a lot of things on the blockchain for eternity.
Yeah.
But I guess for these, their value, it's going to be locked in. There's nothing you can do, and that's life. I think what you could see is that maybe being delisted from Coin market cap is probably the best thing that can happen, because then you can really assess valuable tokens. It's why you have stuff like the S&P 500, because it takes like 500 valuable companies. Whereas if you look at the whole, say, stock market as a whole, you have a lot of rubbish there that kind of creates noise. So I think that the only way around it really is to have these special indexes, which I'm surprised there are none out there that have become popularized in the last year, but I'm sure we'll start to see some in the near future.
I almost wonder, I mean, this is just the OCD in me coming out. If it makes sense to, instead of doing your own token for your own ICO, just to buy up everyone's failed project useless coin for like $10 and re-release it under your own name, or to reappropriate the name. It's sort of stupid to have thousands and thousands of dead coins just sitting there, still being possibly traded, but no project behind it. That, or maybe the better solution is a hard fork of Ethereum or something, so that we can just say, okay, well, we're just deleting every coin that isn't active anymore.
Yeah, well, it could be an interesting project, recycling blockchain coins. I don't know if it would save the world, but you could be onto something, Nathan.
Stupid clutter. That's what I think. Too much clutter, too many tokens. Well, Neil, so what does this mean? Have you started going after any new altcoins yourself?
Not really. I've done all my buying, I think, and I kind of bought out in a way, because still need fiat, still need to buy bread and feed the family. So I I'm gonna just wait for a while because I've made my bets, want to see how things evolve. And, if I think like the biggest thing people need to be doing when things rally is rebalancing, because you don't want to, have all your eggs on one basket. What you need is to say to yourself, okay, this one's gone too quick, too high too quick, and you may have to sell to rebalance just to make sure you have a balanced portfolio. So I think that's where I'm at, is just watching and determining what's the best way to mitigate risks in case one takes off too quickly.
Well, maybe you'll get a nice Christmas present of a rally, or maybe you'll have to regift your kids the crypto kitties you bought last year. You still have those?
Yeah, that was. No, I sold those at a massive loss.
Oh well. You mess with the bull, you get the horns, right?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep an eye on this, and maybe we'll have more to talk about the Bitcoin Cash hard fork next week. Have a good one, Neil.
Take care.